is a spectacular area, and when I found out that it was going to be protected, you know, back in August by the intergovernmental agreement, it was, you know, a moment of hope. And then to see that they continued to have it on the logging schedule, they didn't implement the conservation agreement, and that's what, you know, when I found out that it was going to be logged, that's what's motivated me to come up and sit up in this tree. I felt that, you know, I couldn't stand by and let this forest that is so amazing be logged and felled in silence. And that's what would happen, because as Christine Milne said, there's this, you know, there's this misconception out there that the forests of Tasmania are saved, and it makes it really difficult when there's misleading propaganda and this so-called conservation agreement which has not protected the forest. And, you know, I think people around the world are starting to think, after, you know, all those negotiations and that propaganda, that these forests are protected. And it just seems such a shame that these beautiful old eucalypts, this devil habitat, would be destroyed and that no one would know. And so that's what's motivated me to get up in this tree and stay up here, because I want people around the world to see how amazing this forest is. I will also want them to see that these forests are still falling every day, despite the government promises. And I guess I also wanted to show people that there are people in Tasmania who really care about these forests, who care enough about these forests to put their lives on hold and sit in a tree sit. And I hope that, you know, by showing people this, and by committing to this commitment that I've made, that I can inspire people, other people, to take action. And I guess, you know, even though, you know, a lot of people have said this is a really amazing action, but I also want to say that my action alone isn't going to save these forests, and so I really encourage other people to get involved and take what action they can. And I hope that, you know, by me sitting up here in this tree, I can show people the forest and hopefully inspire other people in Tasmania, everyone out there listening, and everyone around the world that's been reading my blog to take some action too. And I think these are really critical times. We're really running out of time to protect old growth before it's too late. And, you know, although it's really hard times for the environment movement because of the lies and propaganda that's coming out from the government and from companies like Tar-An, I think it's a really hopeful time, because I think it's a time when people have started to see in Tasmania that there is a possibility for a solution that includes forest protection for the future of Tasmania. And I think this is a great opportunity for us to, you know, really push that message home and actually get some forest protected. So on that note, I would also like to say that we're organising an International Day of Action on February 15, and so far I've had people from all around the world contacting me to say they want to be involved. So I encourage everyone out there to also get in contact and see how you can take part in that action. We'll be showing the whole world that, you know, Tasmania's forests are precious, they're still falling, and we're going to put pressure on those companies buying the products from Tar-An to stop sourcing those native forest products. And so I guess, you know, on a final note, I just encourage everyone to take what action they can. And, you know, despite the fact that I've fallen in love with this tree and I love sitting up here, I'm also really looking forward to the day when I can climb down and get my feet on the ground again and hopefully say, yes, we've done it, we've protected this forest. So thank you very much for your support.
Thanks, Miranda. That's fantastic, and also thanks to Doug, and thanks to all of the support crew who have helped set Miranda up and keep her beaming out to the world. If you want to see and read more about what Miranda's doing, log on to observatory.org, and there's daily blogs, there's videos, and there's a whole range of things, including the 24 hours of action. 24 hours of action. Doug, that's still feeding in here a little bit, I think. Okay. I'm just going to have a few minutes to chat to you now. Before I do, I'd just like you to indulge me a couple of minutes and recognise a recent loss of ours of a very, very special person. Linda McRae is an incredible activist who's been a part of the Wilderness Society's campaign team for numerous years. She's recently been spending the last year or so in Indonesia fighting for women's rights and the advancement of women in a very, very poor community in remote Indonesia, and sadly we lost her last night. So I do just want to recognise and acknowledge Linda, and also give all our strength to her mum, Jo, who is going through an unimaginable time. So look, no one's going to argue that